You're listening to Season 6 of the award-winning Home Ed Matters podcast, brought to you by the Strickland family from the West Midlands in the UK.
We're just a regular family of 5 on a home education journey, and we want to share our journey with you and encourage you on yours. So thanks for joining us, and here's this week's episode.
Hi everybody.
Hello!
Welcome to
Home Ed Matters.
Season
6.
Episode
5.
Episode 5. And we actually just finished week 10 of our learning.
So it actually fits in really well.
So we are bang up to date, even though regular listeners may have noticed that we had a slightly longer gap between this episode and the last, mainly for exciting reasons.
Yep.
What's the exciting reason?
We're going to get some land.
Yeah, so there's some land next to our house that we've been trying to buy for a year or so. Looks like it's actually happening. And so the last couple of weekends, I've actually been working really hard, finishing off a load of house jobs, which are quite important, because we need to get the house valued and neat and tidy. And also, we just wanted to get them out of the way because we think we're going to need to clear a lot of the land, aren't we?
A lot.
It's quite exciting.
Very exciting.
In fact, we've already noticed that there's some fruit trees in there.
Mm-hmm.
What are the fruit trees?
All apple.
We managed to go and pick a few apples.
Yeah, naughty.
Well, it's going to be ours soon, the
Yeah,
land.
so.
And we didn't want to waste them.
Not really naughty.
So, actually stewed a load of those apples
Did
yesterday.
you?
Yeah, and frozen.
Oh, cool.
Which is good. So that's all quite exciting.
Very.
But we've got 4 weeks worth of things to talk about, which is quite exciting.
4 weeks worth.
I know. So, going right back, you've been learning about rocks and minerals.
Yes,
What can you tell us about some of the learning that you've been doing in geology? Oh, that's your...
Watch telling me to do my free read.
Oh, yeah, you need to do... What free read are you reading at the moment?
This Gladiators book. It's not very interesting.
Oh, okay.
The actual Gladiators episode's really interesting.
Well, yes, so interesting. So we've moved on to Rome and the Roman Empire. And so you do a free read every day in quiet time.
Yep.
And learning about the gladiators, the Roman gladiators. But actually, we've just started watching the original 1990s TV show Gladiators.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool. Anyway, rocks and minerals. What were some of the things you were learning the other week?
So we were learning about how different rocks have different names. Like igneous rock is volcanic rock.
Yeah.
Metamorphic is squished and heated rock. And sedimentary is basically like lots of different little particles of rock squished together.
And did you do some different learning about different types of minerals?
Yeah, we did. So we did. We were supposed to go to get our favourite rocks from our rooms because we've got quite a lot. And Asha chose the mineral of lapis lazuli, and I chose lapis lazuli.
Lapis lazuli is another way of pronouncing it.
It's lapis lazuli.
So
It said in the book.
Well, interesting, because I would have pronounced it a different way. Well, so in some of our previous episodes, we talked about going down the mine in Cornwall.
Yeah.
And doing the using fruit pastels, starburst, not fruit pastels, starburst.
Starburst.
To help understand the different types of rock. We went to Lapworth Museum, didn't we, the other week?
Yeah.
Which is at the University of Birmingham, and it's a geology museum.
That was so cool.
And we did a recording there. So here's that recording. Well, we're here at Lapworth Museum of Geology.
It's so cool.
It is so cool. What have you been looking at the moment so far?
The rocks and gemstones. And there's a rock with like ultraviolet light. It's really cool. They all glow green.
So we've got looked at lots of different types of crystals.
Yeah.
Oh, did you go that way, Belle? We've looked at, there's some magnetic rocks.
Yeah.
Which you move and they can move the magnets.
Yeah.
And what are we looking at right now?
Gemstones.
So what ones catch your eye here? These are amazing.
I quite like that one there.
Okay, so that is number 106, which is amethyst.
Amethyst is very pretty.
32.74 carats, and it's an oval one. Yeah, I'll be round in a sec, Belle. And you're doing a trail. Oh, you've been making a note of the rocks and things that you really like. So what have you got there? Calcite, hematite, cobaltium.
Yeah, calcite.
Wow.
Yeah.
and we're doing a trilobite trail because they've got dinosaurs and stuff here.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do next?
Probably look for the letters and look around some more.
Yeah. It's an amazing rock collection, isn't it?
Oh, wow, Dad, look at that one. That square one.
Oh, yeah, that square one. So that is number 60. Should we turn this over and see? What is 60? Zircon.
Zircon,
Oh, that's
bluey
cool.
green.
It's an emerald cut. Have they got any diamonds here?
Have they got
What are the ones on the thing? Diamond, number 2 is a diamond.
Where's number 2?
This one at the top, that's a diamond.
Which one?
That one at the top there,
The
look.
circle
Yeah,
one.
look, number 2. Amazing.
Wow.
Right, let's carry on. Coming, Belle. So we had a really good time there, didn't we?
Yeah, we really did.
It's been refurbished in the last couple of years.
Has it?
So that's why it's all looking really good at the moment.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So that's all quite exciting. And then we had some rainy weekends and we went and saw some films.
Yes.
So we saw Toy Story 4.
We did.
That was really good.
It was really funny.
And then you went and saw the next day
Aladdin.
the new Aladdin one.
Yeah.
Was that good?
It's really good.
Did you enjoy it? And it had all the
Yeah.
songs in. That was interesting.
Yeah, it had all the songs in and it had some new ones in too.
And Mirabelle was really cute about the movies. She was repeating it back.
Yeah, and she said, "Lights, sit back, relax, and enjoy the movie."
I think I managed to get her saying that actually. So here's that.
Sit back and enjoy the movie.
So that was quite fun. That was just on
Yeah.
the. I mean, that wasn't the Interfilm music movie festival because that's
But
coming
nearly
up.
is.
Well, that's coming up in November, so we've booked on that. If you're a regular listener, you'll know
Yeah.
we've been to see those over the last few years. This was just the children's matinees on Saturdays.
What's matinees?
Well, like the early showings. So lots of things there. We've been doing a lot of practical stuff.
Yeah.
Now, if you've been listening, we're doing Wizards and Wands curriculum as a wraparound.
And one.
And we are making some mandrake heads. How have we done that?
So we got some really ginormous cooking apples.
Yeah, they were about 500 grams each, weren't they?
Yeah.
You and I found them.
And we skinned them.
We peeled them, yeah.
Yeah, peeled them, skinned them, whatever it's called. And so we also ate the peel with some sugar.
And
That was
then,
very
what
nice.
have we done?
And then we carved the faces into them. And we also carved the top of the apple out. So like the bit where the stalk is, we carved that out and put some cotton wool balls in and planted some cress. And
The idea is that's going to grow some hair.
Yeah, except now it's turning really mouldy.
Well, it's just hopefully it's all going to dry out and the hair's going to grow. But as they decay, they kind of shrivel a bit and they look more like mandrake heads. So that's quite fun. So we've got 2
They've
of
got
those.
loads of little black bits on them. It's gross.
Yeah, but they look quite authentic. So that was a fun thing to do. You've also been doing some baking. So tell me about the recipe you made
I did
recently.
some pumpkin bread.
Pumpkin bread. So how did you make that?
So basically so we got some like mashed pumpkin and we basically added loads of different flours and sugars together, but I added too much sugar, and so it's called pumpkin bread, but it's actually more like pumpkin cake. And Asher keeps on mistaking it for banana bread.
Well, it was quite thin, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, well, that was a good
I feel
recipe.
like I should have halved the sugar.
Yeah.
It was really sweet. I would have liked it if it was more sour.
I think you can, or just more savoury, I suppose.
Yeah.
Rather than sour. So you've done quite a few good recipes from the Harry Potter cookbook.
Yep.
It's all good practice.
Yeah.
You've been playing your guitar every day,
Yes, I have.
practicing different chords.
Yeah.
And it's definitely the kind of thing that just takes time to build up the strength of your fingers.
Yeah, for a proper stretch.
For the C chord, it's quite a stretch, isn't it, for your hands?
Yeah. It's not for Daddy's hands.
No, but I've been playing longer and my hand's bigger. So that's good progress.
Yeah, I'm doing.
Do you feel a better connection with guitar than piano?
Yes. Like with piano, you don't have to worry about where your hands are. But then you've got so much challenging and remembering where to put your fingers. It's a lot harder.
So you've learnt 2 chords so far. Well, you've learned 4 chords so far.
My learning. E7.
You're learning now. I can see a buzzard out the window.
Can you?
Yeah, it's just flying over the park. And then a couple of other exciting things you've been doing recently. You had a friend over for a sleepover.
Yeah, I did.
Super exciting. And you had some activities. What activities did you do?
So we did some conker crafts.
Okay. Because you actually did a conker study the other day as part of your learning. So what kind of things did you learn about conkers?
We learned that conkers are not edible.
True.
And that you can make soap out of them, except we turned our soap into washing liquid.
Yeah, so that was interesting. So you made conker soap.
Yeah. Cut up the conkers into little quarters. And then we put them in hot water, boiling water, and waited for them to turn the water and gave it a bit of a mix. And then we took the conkers out after about a few hours. And then, voila. But Mummy said we should use it as washing powder because otherwise, if it's soap, then you might eat it accidentally.
Interesting. Yeah, we don't want that to do.
Yeah.
And you did some conker threading.
Yeah, conker threading. We also decorated some picture frames.
Yeah, that was all fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that was a fun.
Mirabelle made her picture frame. She scribbled all over the glass of it.
with Sharpie.
Yeah.
So it's good. You'd planned that all yourself, hadn't you? All the different activities.
Yep. Oh, and we also made peppermint creams. We tried to make them blood creams, but they turned out pink instead of red.
Yeah, you need a lot of food colouring for that.
Yeah, but we added a lot of food colouring. And
really?
at the beginning, it looked really bloody and wet.
But then when it had dried, it went a bit pinker.
Yeah, sadly. It always goes pink when I want it to be red.
Well, and the final thing in this section, you went to Warwick Castle. And especially you saw... So we met some friends there with our annual passes that we'd got at a very reasonable price. But you went and saw the Birds of Prey show.
Yeah, that was really good.
What were some of the things that happened in the Birds of Prey show?
Well, there was this man called Hobby, and he went out to find all the peregrine falcons and stuff. I think it was peregrine falcons. And so it showed you some really cool birds, like peregrine falcon, obviously, because he's looking for them.
They go super fast, yeah.
Yeah. Some really low-flying owls.
Yeah.
The water eagle, I think.
Okay, or sea eagle.
A sea eagle, yeah.
They're really big. They've started to breed again in Scotland, North Scotland.
Have they?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and there were lots of other ones. And at the very end, all of the owls and things, they all flew around, all at the same time. It was really cool.
Sounds really cool.
That's what I was saying. As you said, sounds really cool. I said really cool.
Literally, it was really cool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You're listening to the Home in Matters podcast.
Well, last week a few days ago, we actually went up to Southport, sadly for a family funeral, but we took the opportunity to spend a couple of days up there because I had the week off anyway.
Yep.
And we managed to get lots of recordings done. So this is us on Ainsdale Beach. Standing by the Irish Sea on Airedale Beach.
Yeah.
Southport. Continuum, as you like to call it. So we've gone to Pontins just for a couple of days because we've actually got to go to a funeral. But, I've never been here before. You have?
Yeah, I've been here 3 times.
What a huge beach.
I know, it's absolutely amazing.
We can just see sand. We can see Blackpool Tower in the distance.
Yeah.
And the other direction, lots of wind turbines.
Yeah.
Can't see Ireland, can you?
No.
And what are you looking for at the moment?
Unicorn horn shell.
Uh-huh.
I've already found 2 here before.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, they're really rare though.
And it is a glorious October day.
Even though it's cold.
Yeah. We've had a good journey up. Oh, I need to move because I've got the wrong shoes on.
Yep.
But I've managed to avoid getting my feet wet.
Yeah.
It's kind of muddy water, is it? Very sandy.
Yeah, it's really sandy.
Oh, right, well. I'm going to carry on with your shell hunting.
Yeah.
Okay. And shortly after we did that recording, we found something amazing.
A dead cat shark.
Yeah, so a good couple of feet long. There's a
Spotted
little
cat
shark.
Shark.
And what did we learn about the spotted cat shark?
It's the most commonly found shark ever.
In British waters.
It's a baby.
Was it a baby one?
Yep. Mummy said it was a baby.
And we did find a few shells,
Unicorn horn shells. Rare.
as you like to call them. Do you know what they are actually called?
No.
No, we need to find that out.
We just call them unicorn horn shells.
So we like to stay at Pontins. Other holiday camps are available. And
we stay at Pontins.
We enjoyed the swimming pool there. I mean, it is, very budget accommodation.
What does budget accommodation mean?
Like it doesn't cost very much. It's very basic. But it's a good base because it's right by the sand dunes.
Yeah, it's really nice there.
But we went on an exciting adventure in the evening. We drove to Blackpool mainly because Strictly go there. Strictly Come Dancing, if you're a fan of that in the UK.
I love it.
So we went up to Blackpool. So we did a few recordings in Blackpool because we went to see the illuminations. So
yeah, it was amazing.
Here is our recording in Blackpool. Well, we've come out for an evening excursion. Where have we come to, Eden?
Blackpool.
And what have we done while we're here?
Looked at the light illuminations.
So we took the tram all the way to the end and walked back through the illuminations. And now where we're sitting?
In the tram stop.
But what are we underneath?
A roof.
The Blackpool
Tower.
which is where...
Strictly performs.
Yeah, very exciting. So we're just waiting for our tram.
About Strictly.
And because we had a really long walk, what did we treat ourselves to?
Hot donuts.
That was super tasty.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of lights to see. What was your favourite lights of the illuminations?
I like the mermaid ones and the stained glass window ones.
Yeah,
and the Cinderella house. And the Cinderella tiara ones.
Yeah, I like the stained glass ones.
I liked the one where they where there's lots of the pictures.
Yeah, they were funny, weren't they?
And my least favourite picture was the haunted hotel.
Well, it's a bit scary.
That one was so scary.
Do you think our tram's coming?
Yeah, hopefully.
Fingers crossed. Okay,
I'm crossing my fingers.
let's wait for the tram.
Bye.
Mainly we learnt that the trams only take cash. And we didn't have very much cash.
Yeah.
But that was really exciting.
Yep.
And we saw the Blackpool Tower. Mm-hmm. But we didn't pay to go in.
Sadly.
If we did get a Merlin annual pass, because it's owned and operated by Merlin, that would be a place we could go back to.
Yes.
So we did that. We were right on the Ribble estuary, which I think, the River Ribble, the estuary is where it joins the sea.
The River Ribble.
Yeah, but it's also, there's lots of birds there, aren't there, and bird life.
Yeah.
And is it Martin Mere, the RSVP, or Wildflower Trust place?
I think Mere is estuary.
Yeah. So lots of nature to do there, and we went on a nature walk. So here's that recording.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's a slightly damp Friday morning.
Yep.
The sun's out.
Yeah.
It's been raining overnight, and what
There's
are we
a
doing?
lot of mud. We are on a boardwalk, but before the boardwalk part, it was really boggy.
So on a bit of a nature walk. So near where we were staying, there's a big pond.
Yeah.
It's a nice boardwalk all the way round. It's like a 20-minute nature walk, isn't it?
Yeah, 20 minutes.
And we were just comparing it to the boardwalks we'd been on in Florida.
Yeah.
In state parks. No
Is it?
cougars or alligators here.
No.
What have we seen so far?
Grass.
Yeah. So we're just one side of the sand dunes.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of mallards, weren't there?
Yeah, there's a lot of ducks. We've seen a river.
So, but the morning's brightening up.
Yeah.
It's quite nice, isn't it? But all the trees have still got a bit of
Bit of leaves.
damp on them.
Yeah. Ooh, there's a poo there.
Oh, yeah, some
Disgusting.
people are obviously walking dogs around here.
Yeah.
Oh, listen to that bird song.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a nice tree tunnel.
It really is.
Oh, I
Belle
like
would
it a
say,
lot.
Daddy, it's a tree tunnel.
Yeah, Belle's a big fan of tree tunnels.
Yeah.
Right,
Shouts her out all
well,
the time.
on with our walk.
Yeah, bye.
So that was at Ainsdale and Birkdale Sands Local Nature Reserve,
Yeah.
apparently, according to the sign.
Sign.
Yeah. And then the last thing we went to, we spent a few hours in Southport
Yeah.
before the funeral, and we walked all the way to the end of Southport Pier. So here is us at the end of Southport Pier. Oh, right, well, it's nice to sit down.
Yeah.
Where have we just walked?
The pier.
We are at the very end of Southport Pier.
Yeah.
And your watch has just beeped.
Yep.
What does that mean?
I got my active goal.
Oh, right. Do you like the end of the pier, Mirabelle? She's nodding.
Yeah.
Good for radio. I can see lots and lots of those big, long shells.
Yeah. What are they called?
I can't remember.
Oh, Daddy, there's a murmuration.
Oh, yeah, look at all those birds. So we're really near to Martin Mere, which is a Wildlife and Wetland Trust Nature Reserve, is it?
Yeah.
So, great view from here. You can see all the way to Blackpool.
Yeah.
It's a bit clearer. It has been a bit rainy.
I can see Blackpool Tower and the big one.
The big one, which is the big roller coaster.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
I'm
glad
really
we managed to
scared.
walk all the way out to here.
Yeah. Now we get hot chocolate at McDonald's.
Yeah, we do need to have a quick warm-up before we go to the funeral later. So,
Yeah.
right, good one.
Bye.
Bye.
After that, we went through McDonald's.
We had hot chocolate, didn't we, to warm up in McDonald's?
Yeah, it burned my tongue, so now I've got little pimples on my tongue, which
Yeah, that's always the thing about hot drinks.
Yeah.
And then we drove back later in the evening. And then this weekend we've kind of been catching our breath, doing normal house jobs and catching up before I go back to work.
Fair.
Yeah, we went to the church fair. Our church is celebrating its 40th anniversary.
Same.
So there was exciting things to do. In fact, one of the activities was a bit like gladiators, not Roman gladiators, but 90s gladiators. Can you describe it?
It was like a big inflatable, almost like bouncy castle, but it didn't have a roof.
Yeah.
Well, because it was inside. And it had this
Had a spinning... Had two spinning bars, didn't they?
Yeah, which came round.
One was low.
And one was high, and it was really hard.
And so you had to jump over the low one and then duck the high one, and it got faster and faster.
And when you stopped the entire thing, then you were...
Yeah. So that was pretty good. Both of you are really good on that. I got a
Yeah.
great slow motion video of Asher on that.
Yeah, I was in the last 3 and Asher was in the last 4.
So, as I said, we finished week 10 of our learning already, which is
Yeah.
great. What Shakespeare play have you been going through recently?
Comedy of Errors.
And what stands out to you about Comedy of Errors?
There's 2 swins.
Is it a comedy?
Yeah, it's a comedy. And there's 2 swins, one from Syracuse and one from Ephesus. And they've got twin slaves, but the one from Ephesus and one from Syracuse, they were split up in a storm with their... And the ones in Ephesus went with their mom to Ephesus, and the ones from Syracuse went with their dad to Syracuse. And I won't give anything more away.
But it's a Comedy of Errors, is it?
Yep.
About
it's really funny.
2 sets of twins. Oh, I'm glad you find it so funny. And what are some of one of the other things we've been doing this term is herbology. Which day do you do herbology on?
Wednesday.
So tell me about a couple of the herbs you've been doing recently.
Well, we did elderflower.
Yeah.
Well, we did that a bit ages ago.
Yeah.
And we did lemon balm.
Yeah, and you made some lemon balm tea. In fact, I think we talked about that in a previous episode.
Yeah, we did.
What have you done since lemon balm?
Well, we did some... We didn't actually make any of it, but we learnt about the... I can't remember what it's called. It's got, like, big leaves, which are a bit like tulip leaves.
Okay.
But and you can turn it into stuff. Oh, and we also learned about... I think it might be... It wasn't cumin, but it was one of the spices we've got in the kitchen. And you
Basil?
can make it into sweets. Oh, yeah, we learned about basil too.
But make it... can make it into sweets. Was it cinnamon?
Yes, it was cinnamon.
Interesting. And then, because I was at home doing lots of painting this week, I heard you doing one of your narration things, which is the book Street Child. So Mummy reads a chapter or a section to you, but then you all take turns in narrating back to her what's happened. So
Yeah,
what's the story?
including Mirabelle, and it's really cute what Mirabelle does.
So tell me about the story of Street Child.
He's a little boy, and his mom and his dad are both dead. His mom died in the workhouse, and he's away from his sisters. He's trying to find his sisters, but he had a really hard life, and it's from the Victorian times.
Okay, interesting. Wow. So we're covering an awful lot, and then did you do another experiment the other day with sandpaper?
We did. So we used the sandpaper, and we put different weird, almost
So
like
what is
objects on
sandpaper?
it. So basically, you put objects on it,
Yeah.
and then you leave it in the sun for a while, and they make an imprint, but you're supposed to soak it in water. We didn't do that.
So has the sandpaper got something on it that makes it react when it's in sunlight?
I don't really know.
I think it's sort of an old type of photographic
Yeah.
thing. So what shapes and things did you put on there? Presumably they block, those areas are the bits that don't get the sun, and therefore
Yeah.
they make it, they stay a different colour.
Yeah, we did it on blue paper, so ours was like dark blue and light blue. The light blue was the patches which the sun came down on. And I used like keys and Lego bricks and stuff, but we did it on a windy day and we had to leave it outside because we couldn't find any more sun inside. So the things moved around a bit and made like the key, which we only had one key, it moved around and made about 3 key prints.
Oh, that's really funny. Moved by itself. Well, we've covered a lot this episode. Thank you for listening all the way to the end.
Thank you.
As usual, we'd be super grateful if you would share this with people that are interested, if you would like our posts, if you would rate us and leave a review.
Thank you.
Wherever you listen to your podcasts. Really appreciate that. That just makes a big difference in terms of people being able to find us. But if not, we'll be back in a few weeks.
Bye.
See you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Home Ed Matters podcast. We love hearing from you, so email us at homeedmatters@gmail.com, follow us on Twitter at homeedmatters, and visit our website homeedmatters.co.uk. If you enjoy the show, please leave us a review on iTunes, Stitcher, or the UK Podcast Directory. Thanks for joining us, and enjoy your home ed journey this week.
They say absence makes the heart grow fond. Well, I've grown quite fond of you. Some people may think you're strange, but I think I'm strange too. It's raining outside, and it's raining inside too. I wanna go home, place where I'm known, and where I know you. Walk familiar streets.